Should you pay off your mortgage early or invest that money instead? It is one of the biggest financial questions out there. Let's roll the video.
This one's brought to you by Real Estate Rank IQ. All right, let's get right to it. It's the big question every homeowner asks. Should you hammer down your mortgage early or take that extra cash and invest it? We're gonna find the answer. So, you've got some extra cash at the end of the month, and now you've got this huge decision to make, right? Pay down the mortgage or invest. Well, before we even start, I want you to realize something. Just by asking this question, you're in a fantastic spot. I mean, the national savings rate is a tiny 3.6%. You're already way ahead of the curve, so let's make that advantage work for you. All right, first things first. To make the smart call, you've got to understand how your mortgage is secretly set up. And spoiler alert, it's set up to benefit the bank, especially in those first few years. It all boils down to the two main parts of every single payment you make. So your monthly payment, it's made up of principal, that's the actual money you borrow to get the house, and then there's the interest. That's just the bank's fee for letting you borrow their money. Seems simple enough, right? But the way these two are balanced against each other, especially at the beginning, well, that changes everything. Let's use a real-world example here. Let's say you've got a $400,000 loan with a 7% interest rate. Your monthly payment is going to be around $2,660. Now, your first thought is probably, great, a big chunk of that is going to start chipping away at my loan, building my equity. Yeah, you'd think so, but you'd be dead wrong. And here is the part that just blows most people's minds. Of that very first payment, a massive $2,333 is pure interest. It just goes straight into the bank's pocket. It does absolutely nothing for you. It doesn't reduce what you owe by a single penny. You know what that means? It means only a measly $327 of your first payment actually goes toward your principal, the part that actually builds your ownership in the home. This whole setup has a name. It's called front-loaded interest, and it is exactly how lenders guarantee they get paid first. And when you look at the long-term effect of this, it is just stunning. Think about this. After you've been paying your mortgage on time every month for 20 years, that's 2/3 of the way through the loan, you've only paid off about 43% of the principal. You still owe more than half the house. That, my friends, is amortization working against you. And what about over the full 30 years? The total cost is it's staggering. That $400,000 loan you took out, it's gonna cost you almost $1 million to pay back. You're paying over $558,000 more than the original loan, just in interest. Grasping this is so important because it shows you why attacking that principal early on can be such a game changer. Okay, so now that we've seen the true painful cost of this debt, let's put the two strategies in the ring, head to head. Aggressively paying down the mortgage versus taking that extra cash and investing it for growth. This really is the ultimate financial showdown, isn't it? One path offers a guaranteed return, total security. The other offers the chance for much higher growth, but it comes with the risks of the market. So which one is actually going to put you further ahead when it's all said and done?
Here's the fundamental difference, and you gotta get this. When you pay extra on your mortgage, you are earning a guaranteed, risk-free, and tax-free return that is exactly equal to your interest rate. If your rate is 7%, you're locking in a 7% win, period. Investing, on the other hand, it has the potential for way higher returns. You know, the S&P 500 has averaged over 10% for decades. But, and this is a big but, it is never, ever guaranteed.
Okay, to make this really hit home, let's run the actual numbers. Just imagine you have an extra $500 every single month, and you're gonna commit to one of these two strategies for the next 25 years. What happens? Okay, path number one. You take that extra $500 a month and you throw it directly at your 7% mortgage principal. The result? You would save a guaranteed, I'm gonna say that again, guaranteed $188,000 in interest payments. Plus, you'd own your home years and years earlier. That is a massive risk-free win. But what about path number two? Well, if you took that same $500 a month and instead invested it, earning a pretty reasonable 8% average annual return, your investment could grow to, get this, over $473,000. So purely from a math perspective, especially with a long time horizon, investing almost always comes out way ahead. It's all thanks to the incredible power of compounding. But hold on, the best financial decision isn't always the one that just looks best on a spreadsheet, right? There is a huge emotional, psychological return to being completely debt-free that you just can't put a number on. So let's talk about this peace of mind factor. I mean, owning your home free and clear, that is a powerful feeling. It's true security. It's knowing that your biggest expense is just gone forever. It gives you this incredible flexibility to invest more, to maybe retire early, or to just ride out a financial storm if one comes. Plus, it can boost your credit, and it leaves a secure, debt-free asset for your family. For a lot of people, that feeling is worth more than any potential stock market gain. So if that peace of mind return is calling your name and you're ready to get ahead of the bank's schedule, you need a game plan. So here are 3 super smart, proven strategies you can use to pay that mortgage off way faster. First up, you can make bi-weekly payments. It's simple. You just pay half your mortgage every 2 weeks. It doesn't feel like a big change, but it sneakily adds up to 1 extra full payment every single year. And that can shave years off your loan. Second, just add a little extra each month. Even $100 or $200 makes a huge dent over time. And third, use any windfalls like a tax refund or a work bonus to make a big lump sum payment. That's a fantastic way to just hammer down that principal balance. Okay, now listen up, because this is absolutely critical. No matter what strategy you use, you have to tell your lender to apply any extra money directly to the principal balance. If you don't, some of them will just apply it to your next month's payment, which does nothing to save you interest. You have to be specific. Tell them principal only. Okay, we've looked at the math, we've talked about the emotional side, and we've gone over the strategies. Now, let's wrap it all up into a simple framework so you can make the right decision for your specific situation. Here it is. This is the framework for your decision, and it really comes down to your mortgage rate. If your rate is low, let's say under 5%, investing your extra cash is almost always going to build more wealth over the long haul. But if your rate is high, we're talking 6% or more, that guaranteed risk-free return you get from paying down your mortgage becomes incredibly attractive, very competitive. And of course, your timeline matters too. The longer you have, the bigger the advantage investing gets. And there you have it. The final answer really depends on your numbers, your timeline, and honestly, your personal comfort with risk. The one thing you absolutely don't want to do is let that extra money just sit there doing nothing. You now have the framework to make a really powerful, informed choice. So the question is, what's your move? For more data-driven insights to help you build your real estate wealth, make sure you're following Real Estate Rank IQ.